What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Poor Man Mods. I haven't shot in my driveway in a long time, but I'm doing that because that's where my welder is. My welder's at home, I don't keep it at my shop. And the reason we need my welder today is because we're going to be making a bash bar for my Supra. Now this isn't really going to be a how-to video because I've never done this before and I'm not as good of a fabricator as Mark is, and Mark's not here, so I'm doing this without him. And yeah, we're going to be making a bash bar for the front end. It's not going to be anything crazy or ridiculous. The only tools that I think you'll need for this is a welder, which I know it's not that easy to just get a welder, but I got one, and also a pipe cutter and an angle grinder. So my plan is to obviously take the front bumper off. I would like to eliminate this factory bumper and fabricate a bash bar. Now I really would like to be able to put the bumper cover on over the bash bar for whatever reason, so I'm going to try to fabricate it to make it fit under the bumper, but I'm going to design it kinda like this front bumper and protect the intercooler. And I don't have a pipe bender, so I can't really put bends in it. If I put any kind of bends, it's gonna be like cut the pipe at an angle. So this isn't really gonna be a how-to because I've never done this, but I'm just gonna film my progress and you can see what I do, what I mess up, what I do good at, and see the final result. So let's get started. Okay, so I want to take the factory bumper off. I want to be able to utilize the mounts on it. I want to cut them off and weld them to the bash bar. I want this to be able to bolt on and bolt off, so I can easily take it off if I wreck and need to fix it, or if I want to modify it or whatever. So right now I'm going to try to take this off, and then we'll cut the mounts off and weld them to the first piece of the bar. Ow! That hurt. Fucking dick. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting about 2 6, maybe 7-inch pieces of pipe that I'm going to weld to the mount. So I'm going to use this pipe cutter. You could use a Sawzall or a cutoff wheel or anything else you can use to cut, but this is going to make it basically perfectly flat. I'm not the best at cutting with angle grinders. This is only 30 bucks. It may take a while to cut it, but it's going to make a very nice and clean cut. One that's going to be easier to weld. So I'm going to cut about this much and then do it again, and then we'll try to weld that to the actual mount. Holy crap, this is cutting really fast. And look at that. See, it's not really thin wall stuff. It's not super thick, but it's not thin. And it just cut it pretty easily. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, and now we're gonna try to cut the mounts off of this bumper. I have my DIY face mask, or it's snowboarding goggles, and then I have my DIY earplugs, which is just paper towels in my ear. And if you were wondering, the paper towels actually work really, really well if you don't have proper ear protection. Okay. There is one hot mount. Now time to get the other one off. So now we have both of the mounts cut off. Now I have to find a way to weld them to the pipe. Okay, now keep in mind that I'm not very good at TIG welding, even though I own a TIG welder. I don't use it much, and I haven't done it in probably at least 6 months. So this probably will not turn out the best, but as long as it actually welds, I will be happy. Now don't ask me about settings or what I'm using or anything like that. I'm very new at this, so don't take any advice from me on welding, and don't ask me any questions about it, because I'm not gonna be able to answer them, and if I do answer them, they probably won't be right. So this is certainly not a how-to, it's just me doing. But I did grind everything. The surfaces do look ready to be welded. Okay, there we go. I got a tack. Yay, you guys actually saw me TIG weld on here. Now, I'm probably not going to record the rest of me welding this because there will probably be a lot of cursing, a lot of mess ups, a lot of me grinding tungstens and stuff, so I'm going to see if I can finish welding this and show you my finished product. Okay, so I welded up these mounts. They're still nice and hot. Keep in mind, I'm very new at this, so my welds are pretty crappy. My welds, they are not good at all, but I think it works. I'm kind of tired for today, so I might call it a day right now, but I will get back to you when I get back to you. Okay, so I've got the mounts installed. I think I like the location. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut about another inch off, because you can see there's threads on this pipe and I don't want it to be on there. And then what I'm going to do, I have two 1-foot section pieces of pipe. I have this mark right here, and this is going to be the top of the pipe. So I'm going to weld, once this is cut an inch shorter, and same with that one, this pipe will be welded right about there. And then I'm going to lay another, I think about a 4-foot piece of pipe across the top and across the bottom, connecting them. And then once I get this kind of rectangle welded up, then I might try to weld, you know, something to either come around this bend, or I might put another pipe in the middle for more protection for the intercooler. I'm just kind of building this as I go. So I'm going to take these back into my basement, cut an inch off of both of these, and then notch this and try to weld it on. Okay, so we got the threads cut off of this one, and we cut the other one. We cut them exactly 1.25 inches. And now we just have to, I forget the term for it, and we have to notch this so this pipe can sit flush in here. Because right now, when you put two pipes together, they don't sit flush. See that? We need to bevel it in so this pipe sits nice and flush and we can make a nice weld on it. Okay, so you can see how I notched the pipe, and now when it goes in, it basically sits flush all the way around and I can just weld it all the way around. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other mount, and then I'm going to weld these on there, take it out to the car, and just keep going with it. Okay, so we got it notched and it's set up. I'm going to try to tack it and then tack the other one and take it outside and see how it looks. Okay, so I got the front piece tacked on. Let's see what it's gonna look like. Make sure they're straight up and down. This one's not. Awesome. So I need to make this one a little more straight. My plan was to take a 4-foot pipe, or roughly 4 foot, and have one on the top like that. I might have to shorten it and have one on the bottom. Might take an inch off on the bottom, and then have this on the bottom like that. So let's go back in there, re-tack that on there and make it straight, and then we'll completely weld these two on, and then we'll take an inch off the bottom. So I finished these brackets here, and as you can see, I'm pretty sure a toddler can weld better than me. I'm really not that good at all, but I'm learning. This is my first main project. Alright, so I finished welding these up. I'm gonna put them on and see how bad they are. This one seems kind of crooked. I'm wondering if I could just fix it with the notching, like have this might be crooked, but notch it to where the bars would be parallel. You know, I don't have all the tools that a professional welder is gonna have. I'm welding in my basement. Basically everything that I have is limited, space and light and tools. So let's put this on and see how it looks and how bad I messed up. It actually doesn't look too bad. And I did cut an inch off the bottom of these pipes here. And Mark actually has a pipe bender. And this is a 6-foot pole. So I'm gonna see if I can use his pipe bender and put a little bend here and a little bend here to have it kind of go around, because I have a feeling if I'm gonna try to cut angles with this, it's gonna turn out really, really bad. So I'm gonna wait for Mark to get out of school and see if I can use his pipe bender. Okay, so these were a little bit uneven. As you could probably see in the last clip, the top bar was kind of angled down. So I made it as flat as I could, and this is the 6-foot pipe I'm gonna try to put up here. And Mark was kind enough to lend me his pipe bender, so I am gonna try to make some bends on this. I'm gonna try to make a curve around here and on this side. So I'm gonna put this pipe in the very center. I'm gonna center it up with this and put some marks on the pipe with tape to where I think I want the bends to be. I've never done this before, so I might mess up. Yeah, this is my first time, so let's get this centered up and bend the shit out of it. Okay, so I think I've got this centered up, and I think I'm gonna try to get the bend right here. So it bends around. So I'm gonna try to measure it off. I'm gonna do it at 9.5 inches in on both sides. Okay, so we have this marked where we want to bend it. Now we just have to put in the bender. And now Mark said when he had to use this on his roll cage, he had to heat the pipe with MAPP gas, but this pipe is a lot smaller and my MAPP gas is not in my house, it's all the way at my shop. So I'm gonna try to bend this without gas first. He said it could kink. If it starts to kink, then I'll stop. I just don't really feel like going all the way to my shop to get my MAPP gas, so I'm gonna try this first, and if I mess up, this is only like a $15 pipe, so I will just get another on the way to my shop anyway. So this looks to be about centered, and I'm gonna start to apply pressure to it and see if it bends. Alright, I'm going to take this out of here and put it on the car and see what it looks like. The die is stuck on there. I don't know what to do. Alright, I got it out. This bend actually looks pretty nice. Let's see what it looks like. It looks, I think I messed up a little bit. I kind of wanted it to be a little further out, but it's still looking pretty good. I think I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side and then just weld it on. I mean, I like it. So I'm going to bend the other side and then we'll weld it. Okay, so unfortunately I forgot to record me tacking it, but there is the finished bent pipe. I got it as close to as equal as I could on both sides. It looks okay to me. So I have it tacked on. I'm sorry I didn't show that, but now I'm going to fully weld that top bar on, and then we will put the bottom bar on. And look who finally decided to show up at the very last stage of the production of this bash bar. Mark!
Mark!
So now we have everything welded on except the bottom bar. And there's no really point in tacking it because we can't really make any changes to anything else, so we've got it.
Weld the shit out of it.
We've got it lined up and we're gonna try to weld the shit out of it. Yes. I think I just threw the breaker. Okay guys, so there you go. That is my DIY bash bar. If you notice, that side's a little bit higher than this side. It was a lot higher and this is a lot more crooked. But I took my grinder and cut about 1/4 inch of metal out here and re-welded it, but it's still uneven. So this is just a result of my poor craftsmanship from my beginnerness. So I apologize for that. Make fun of me all you want. And it was really hard to get these bends on the same exact level. So this one's a little lower, that one's a little higher, but this is my first time doing anything like this, so I'm kind of pleased with it. I kind of want to add something in the middle. I either want to add a bar here or one across. I'm not sure yet, but for right now, this is going to be my final product. Then I have to paint it. I'm probably just going to paint it black. This wasn't that easy to make. You need expensive tools to do it, but the pipe itself was pretty cheap. I got 20 feet of pipe for like 38 bucks or something. It was like $2.88 a foot. It was not that much money at all for all this pipe, and I have pipe left over. So this was definitely a poor man mod. It was very cheap to do, minus the tools. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you don't make fun of my welds and shit too much, but this is my first time doing anything like this, so the bumper does not fit on this. I kind of gave up on that. It was going to be kind of hard to do that, but I'm going to mount the turn signals and then I'm going to drive like this until I get a ticket. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Go make your own, and I will